everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to our summer space shape up. Yes, and this is round 2, and today is going to be week 2. We're going to go over our list and talk about some of those things. And then also too, if this is just your first time jumping in, no worries, you can head over to Deborah's Facebook group called Love RTS. There'll be a link below, and you can grab this PDF of just some notes that I had written up our last round last summer. And so of course last week we tackled our work surface and we deep cleaned everything and even focused on our cutting mats, things like that. And then, did you put out some new bowls or a new pencil cup, that type of thing. And then just give a little bit of a spring cleanup to your desk and where you sit to scrap. Absolutely. So we're going to head into week 2. And so week 2 is basically just maintaining what you just did last week. Yes, absolutely. Now, if you haven't even done last week, don't worry, because in the summer space shape up, it is designed in such a way you just hop in when you want, hop off when you want, just do what level you want. There's no rules to this. You don't have to start at the beginning and work your way through, but that's kind of how my brain works. So that's how I wrote up the content for this, but you can jump in anytime. You don't even have to do week 1, 2, and 3. You can hop in on week 4 and just spruce up your space. Absolutely. Okay, so what we have on the list for week 2 is maintain your desk and work surface, and that means this area right here. And if that's all you did last week was just get this area cleaned and spruced up, you don't have to worry about anything else, because the purpose of this summer space shape up is so that your work surface or your desk or your tray or your table or on the floor, wherever you sit to scrap, as long as this area is ready and clean for you to work on a page, that's all you need to worry about. If that's all you do this summer is just keep this area right here clean, you're good to go. Yes, you have been a success. Yes. Okay, so in week 2, what do we start doing right off the bat? And I'm dragging my feet. It's address a handful of photos. Ooh, I will tell you, my photos, I feel for me, the way I like my photos, to me right now, they're in a hot mess. And I'll just be honest and show you, this is my hot mess. I don't want to deal with it, but I know I have to. It's time to, break out the gravy. It's time to get serious. Absolutely. Okay, so what my plan is that as I go forth on the summer space shape up, I'm just going to grab a handful of photos out of that bin or basket, and I'm going to start putting them where they need to go. Or I think what I may do just for this week, because I'll be honest with you, this is bothering me. This is really bothering me. I don't normally let my photos get this out of control, but I've had some trips. I've got a lot of content going on. It's just, real life. It is what it is. So I think what I may do just for this week, so I feel like I accomplished something, because I'm so focused on trying to get my layouts done and put away. That's my project for 2019. So my photos are taking a back seat, but I don't want them to, but they are, okay? So I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to grab a photo box. This is a new one. And isn't it beautiful? Absolutely, okay? So I think I'm just going to grab a photo box, and I'm going to go through that in a quick manner one night while I'm watching a movie with my hubby. And I'm just going to get these in somewhat of an order, just so they're with a lid and not getting dusty. I think that's going to be my quick level 1 for my photos for the next couple weeks. I think that's what I'm going to do, because that basket is just... yeah, that's not working for me. So that's my plan. Or what I could simply do is just grab a handful out of that basket and put them exactly where they need to go. Sit here and say, okay, this is going to my leftover bin. This is going on my Charleston trip bin. This is some graduation photos. I just maybe need to do that. It depends on where my brain is, okay? And that is sometimes what it happens when you are organizing. Sometimes your brain is just not there to do the level 2 organizing, or what we're addressing in this summer space shape up is level 3, and that's okay, because just in this week alone, I'm going to do some that's just level 1. It may just be my photos, or I'm going to do level 2, which may be gathering my cardstock, or level 3, I may absolutely deep clean my trimmer. We're going to talk about that. So even in just this week, I may do 3 separate levels of organizing. It doesn't have to be an all for one, and you don't have to be perfect in this process. No, just do what you can. Even if you just gather up all the loose photos and put them in a bin, that's all you need to do for this week. So that's what I'm going to do. I think is just I'm going to address my photos in some manner, okay? And I will try to pop in in the next week and show you what my progress is. I may just simply have this pile completed and that's it. Or maybe I will have, you know, some wind in my hair and get through that whole basket. But that's the plan, okay? So the next one was gather all your inspiration, your sketches, your class notes, and your challenges. And all you need to do is gather them, put them in one pile, and put them in a safe place. That's all you have to do for level 1. But for level 2, what you could do is absolutely put them in a little bit better manner instead of just putting them in one bin. And I wanted to show you what I do for mine is that I take my classes and I put them together with binder rings. And so then I'll show you the container that I put them in. And so each one of these separate classes or inspirations or my sketches are usually put away. Now these are some these are the free ones, okay? Now I had to reprint all of the free sketches by Scrapbook Generations because on the channel here I really can only show the free ones. So this is just free sketches that I can show, and then this is Get It Scrapped and Get It Scrapped, and what else do I have here? Yes, this is Creative Scrapbookers. What else? I have a whole thing here. This is Page Maps. This is Chamel, The Perfect Cutting Guide. And yes, more sketchbooks by Scrapbook Generations. So classes, and then, yes, that... and then even more, which I'm working on some I can't even show. Yes. Okay, so with all that being said, what I do is I put my class notes, of course you can see, all in a binder, okay? Because I can't have loose papers like this in my space because I will lose something. So I just simply put everything with a binder clip and then just put it in a pile. But if you want to do something else, is maybe put them in a special place, get them in a little bit of a better organized manner. So I just use one of these file boxes, you know, like a, what do they call them? I think just a file box, and see how it's open-ended, and I'll stick some in there. And I just put them that way. And of course, now, honestly, I think I'm to the point that I have too many that fits in this file box. But I have a 2-tiered desk. So I have a cubby hole where all these just go. And they're just at a quick, I just reach them really quickly, okay? And so, I don't know if that's going to sit there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these out of this box. I'm going to clean my box because I'm doing some deep cleaning. And then I'm going to put these in somewhat of a group of a category, meaning maybe the one I'm focusing on, I may put in the front, or I may put all my Scrapbook Generations info in one pile. I may put all my Get It Scrapped. Maybe I'll put my Jennifer McGuire. Jen Gallagher. I may put all her classes in a pile. So, and this is, it just sits in there like that, okay? And then this just goes in a cubby hole on my desk. So I'm going to absolutely deep clean this box itself, and then I'm going to get these in a little bit better manner because I've been leafing through all this stuff for the last year. And this is just something I do. It's just a little bit of a tidy up. Tidy up, giddy up. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. But for the level 1, just gather and put them in a pile, and so you know where they're at. Level 2, maybe put them on, put a binder clip on them, keep them contained a little bit, you know, as far as all together. And maybe level 3, yes, absolutely find a designated home for these, whether it's in binders or in a letter box or just in a cubby hole in your room. Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about the next one. And the next thing is, what's it say? Deep clean your tool caddy and pencil cups, marker cups, any place where you have all those little tools and those markers and those pens. And I will tell you, over the last few years, I have decreased the number of pencil cups I have, and I have 1. So this is going to be easy to clean. But as I clean this, okay, well, there's a cap, so you know how that goes. I will clean this cup, and then what I will do is I'm going to go through here and see which ones don't belong, if there's anything bad. If I need some pencil sharpened, that's when I do this. Absolutely. Okay. And then my tool caddy is a mega white thing over here in the corner, and it's kind of too heavy to lift for filming. But I will absolutely, and I'll have a video listed below about what's on my work surface, and so you can see actually what my tool caddy is. And I am going to absolutely bring out my tool caddy. I'm taking everything out of it and simply getting some baby wipes or a wet rag, and I'm deep cleaning that whole thing. Yes, and then of course I'll go through it, but everything that's in there will probably go right back in there because it's pretty much organized. And I will say that one thing: when you start organizing and you really think about how you use your supplies, once you start doing that and you put things where you need it, you don't really have to keep organizing and organizing over and over. Isn't that something? Yes, I will tell you, a few years ago when my little one went to college, I completely tore apart my entire kitchen from every drawer to every cabinet. And it's not that I did the KonMari thing, but I really did take a hard look at all the categories I had in my kitchen and then where I use them and where I need them. And I will tell you, it's been, what, 3 or 4 years now, and that kitchen organization is still in plan. I mean, it's still in place. Everything I planned, and I took a week to do it. And I think about the 3rd day, I think my husband started to sweat bullets because I thought he was thinking, I don't think this kitchen's ever going to get back in order. But I really took my time to think, where do I need my pans? Where do I need my rolling pin? And for our scrap room, it's no different. Where do you need these? Where do you need your trimmer? Where do you need your scissors? Where do you need things? Where do you need your glasses? Where do you need your cardstock? If you stop for a minute and think, where do you need them? Okay. And sometimes it comes down to where you have the space for them. And that's okay. Because not everybody has an ideal space. Not everybody has a big space. So we have to do with what we have. And for me, sometimes things have to be out of sight, out of mind, or, out of my sight, because I just don't have the space for it. But it's in my mind. I know what I have, okay? So with that being said, what was I saying? Just think about where you have your supplies and can you move them closer to your desk or closer to where you use them. And believe me, sometimes just moving something from the left of your space to the right of your space can make a huge difference. So when you're going through your tool caddy, look at that. Do you really need everything that's in there? Or what do you have in another pencil cup across the room that should be in your tool caddy? That's what I wanted to say. Move things closer to where you're using it. And if it's for your desk, move it closer to your desk. Okay, so then let's talk about trimmers. Okay, now I only have one trimmer going on at a time because trimmers, and in the crafting world, I think will always be a sore spot because I don't think anybody has ever found a trimmer that you're truly in love with, because I think the perfect trimmer has never existed and never will. But this is something that we use all the time. So clean your trimmer, meaning just take a baby wipe and give it a quick clean because it gets a lot of dust and settlement. And then also too, maybe it's time to change your blade. Think about that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to absolutely deep clean my trimmer, okay? And I don't need a trimmer blade because I just recently did that. And then I want to give a quick tip with the Fiskars trimmers. If you never know what blade you need, do you know that at the bottom, I'm trying to find it here, of course, old eyes here. It tells you on the bottom, where am I at here? It tells you on the bottom, right here, if you probably can't see it, it'll say blade style eye. On the bottom of your Fiskars trimmer, it tells you what blade you need. I don't know if you ever had that. I didn't learn that until about 3 years ago. Did not know that. So interesting. So maybe if you have a problem with your trimmer, contact your manufacturer to see if there's a fix. I will put the Fiskars contact information below, and Fiskars has lifetime warranty on their trimmers. So if you're having a problem, snap some pictures, contact Fiskars, and they will help you. I love that company, I really do. But something I recently just learned, I guess I could move these photos here. Something I recently learned about cleaning your trimmer is that you absolutely need to clean, and this would be deep cleaning. Okay, this is really giving your trimmer some serious love this week, is that to clean this gully. And I wish I could give credit where this came from. It may have been from May from May Make It Crafts. I'm not sure, or it could have just been a video that popped up. But someone was showing by cleaning their trimmer, and they took a piece of scrap paper, and you can just fold it where you get a sharp edge. And I believe they had absolutely put a fabric softener sheet over that scrap of paper, and you went in that gully to see, look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, that is a deep clean, my friends. Yes, absolutely. Just folding a couple pieces of scrap paper and putting a fabric softener sheet and going back and forth cleaning that trimmer. Now that is some deep cleaning, and I will tell you, and then see, your blade goes a little quicker. Yes. Now if you have a gunk and stuff on your trimmer, the best thing to use is undo, and I will have a video listed below talking about undo. And so using undo on your trimmer this week, and perhaps while you're doing your tool caddy, what else could you do? Pick out all your scissors and clean your blades. That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm telling you, I'm doing some deep cleaning. I'm just in that mode to get it done because I really only do this twice a year, okay? The rest of the year, I'm just taking a wipe and just dusting what needs dusted at the time. So yes, give your trimmer some serious love, even if it's just a quick wipe, okay? Maybe you have to contact your manufacturer of your trimmer, tell them you're having a problem. And I will tell you, I think I've had this for quite a bit. I think I'm going to have to contact Fiskars soon because I'm getting a little bit of a wonky cut here, okay? But Fiskars is great about that, but you do have to show what's going on so they know what to tell you. Okay, so then the next thing is gather all of your loose cardstock. Okay, so that's what I did before I turned the camera on. I pulled out all my loose cardstock that needs put away, and I'm proud to say that's all I need to put away. Yes, not very many. So, and it's just because, you know, you pull out something for a layout and then you don't use it and you don't take the time to put it back. So I just put this on a pile on top of my cardstock, and then every once in a while I need to put it away. So I will put this away. Okay, no big deal. And then while I was moving some things, I found a pack of cardstock I didn't even know I had. I think I got that on a trip. I don't know. But anyways, I need to take it out of the packaging and put it with my black cardstock. So that's not hard to do. But that's level 1, is just gathering it and then putting it in a pile somewhere. Okay? But piles and me don't mix. And so then the level 2 of gathering your cardstock would be to actually put it away where it goes. Put the blue with the blue, purple with the purple, yada yada. However you do your cardstock. For me, it's the rainbow system. It's the easiest way for me. And then level 3. Yes, let's talk about level 3. And that would be to absolutely grab a section of your cardstock, and I don't know if I will do all of this, okay, but I may pick a couple groups that I use the most, which would be pink and turquoise and whatever else. Pink and turquoise, and yeah, that's probably about it. Maybe my green, I don't know. So this is what I have for my colored cardstock for my turquoise category. And so then what you can do for level 3. Now remember, level 3 is deep organizing, okay? That's when you have some time, you want to sit and just feel like you can get things in a better arrangement in your space. And so what you can do with your cardstock is that you can go from light to dark, okay? So say you have your pink and your orange and your red, and you have it in rainbow, but then within that certain color family, your red or your orange or your pink, in this case turquoise, you can do it from light to dark or dark to light, however your brain and however you use that when you go to do a layout. For me, I go light to dark, and so I go left to right because that's the way it's in my cubby hole. And so I'm going to sit here and just take a couple minutes and see, you know, what is the lightest of my cardstock, and then what keeps getting darker and darker. And you can see pretty much most of this, okay, is already basically done. But I'm sure there's a couple in here that is just not in the right spot, because honestly, sometimes when I put stuff away, I just put it in the family it needs to go with, not in order. Okay, but pretty much this is, we'll see right there. There's one that's out of order. Now, let me tell you something. This may be a little obsessive for some people, and that's okay. We get that. We truly, truly do. So I would put that in the right place, okay? And so, see, it wouldn't even go there. So that's exactly something else you can do. Now look at this right here. Is that not pretty? That is actually stitched on there. That is so pretty. Remember when you could get paper like that? You don't get that anymore. No. Oh my, and do we want to talk about how much cardstock and paper is going up? I see some paper coming in at $1.49 in the next release at the end of, you know, and for fall. Oh man, I knew it was coming, but yeah, it's here, folks. Yes, paper is going to go up to $1.49 for some. So that is basically, you see, I go light, 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 then we get into some medium, and then we get into some darker. And I could actually move a couple of those. So right there I have a few that's out of order, and that's what I would do. I would simply go light to dark. Now, what I do with that, will I do that with every color family? I don't know. Sometimes I sit on the floor and I do it all at once, or sometimes I just pick one group at a time. You know, it depends. Depends on my mood. Depends on what I want to get into today. But that's what I'm working on. So that would be the level 2. Now, when you're putting your cardstock away, but remember, level 1 is just gathering it up. Just gather it, put it in a pile, and you got it all gathered up. Getting it protected, okay? Dust free. And then the second one be to put them just in rainbow system, if that's the way you do it, or however you do it. But then when you get into some other papers and you don't know what to do, and this is a group of paper right here. Some days it looks turquoise and some days it looks blue. So you know what I do? I put it between the turquoise and the blue. Yeah, I don't sweat over that small stuff, because I will tell you, as you use your supplies, you will run across this and you'll say, oh, that doesn't go there, and then you find another place. Or you can divvy it up and put 2 and 2 turquoise and 2 in blue. And so what I do is when I have a piece of paper that I don't know where it goes, I will put it up against a piece of paper that I do know what it is. Like, I know this is turquoise, and see, now today under these lights it's looking blue, so I'll probably just put it in my blue category. So that's how I handle when you don't know what color it is. Put it up against a color you do know, and I think that really helps. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I think that was what we're going to talk about. Yes, absolutely. Of course, then I had in level 2, just find a pile in your space and spend 15 minutes. That could just be simply what you do in week 2. Set the timer for 15 minutes and just do whatever you want to do of getting your space in shape for the summer. You don't have to go through all this. This is just what I'm talking about for our summer space shape up. You could just pick one of those, 2 of those, pick none of those. Just set your timer for 15 minutes and maybe just sit down and play with your cardstock, putting it in order. You don't have to do all those other things. Yes, or maybe just spend 15 minutes going through your tool caddy and cleaning it. That's what you have. You don't have to do all of this. I'm just showing options. Okay. Or yes, maybe go through your classes and find something new to play with over the summer for inspiration. Absolutely. Okay, so that's going to round up week 2. But again, with all of that being said, if all you do is keep this space right here clean and ready to scrap, that's all you need to do. So as far as my week 1 check-in, I have basically everything done I wanted to do, other than I have a new poster board that I use on my desk here, okay? And I got some questions about this, and I wanted to show this. And so I have to move a couple things as far as my camera equipment and lights and everything, so that's kind of why I put it off. But it's time to do it. But I wanted to show that this is what this is, and I'll put it a little closer. It is by, I don't even know if I can show that, it's so big. It is by We Are Memory Keepers. It's called Designer Poster Board, and this is called Wood White, and they have several different options. You get this at Hobby Lobby, and it is $1.99. It's by American Crafts, okay? So it's where the poster board is, okay? And so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to cut a notch, I think, maybe into this, because my arm for my camera gets in this in the road. So I might change it up a little bit. But yes, I'm going to put on my wood white. Is that what it's called? White wood? White wood. Wood white. But they have floral and they have polka dots and they have a darker wood grain. But for filming, I think this works out the best. And so I am absolutely tickled, because this has got some wear and tear over the last year. Yes. So what will I do with this? I'm absolutely going to cut it down. And some of this, the nicer part over here to the left where you don't see, that is really in good shape. I'm going to put that in my scrap pile. I maybe could make some embellishments out of it. So it's not going to totally go to waste just yet. But some of this, it's pretty wore. But for $1.99, this really held up well for several months. So when I bought one, I bought more than one when I started filming, because I knew they wouldn't last forever. Yes, but yes, it's very, very fun to have something pretty like this, especially if you have a desk that is old and it's maybe not your favorite. Mine is like a darker medium wood. It's not really my favorite. I like light and airy things, so this makes my desk feel light and airy. So I definitely want to show that. So that is my last part of week 1 I need to finish, is that I'm going to put out my new poster board. So hopefully in the next week you should see that. So that wraps up week 2 in our round 2 of our summer space shape up. And if you are having any problems, please list below. And then also, If you are working on something and you're having success, please post that in Deborah's Facebook group. Those gals over there are just showing tremendous things, from absolutely what they're doing as far as their scrapbook pages, but what they're organizing in their space. And just, it's just fun. Please go over and hang out there. And so then also, when you are getting your undo out, don't forget your glue bottles always could use a little bit of a love and attention too. So I try to clean this every so often, but when you get that undo out, or whatever you use for a adhesive remover, think about what else needs to be cleaned. Okay, your trimmers, your scissors, your glue bottles, all that fun stuff. Okay, so that it wraps up our week 2. Come back to RTS, because you never know what we're gonna do. Bye.